It's time to get your Christmas cards ready, my friend. And most crafters go for your traditional green, red, and gold color combinations. But if you want to put a little bit of a modern twist and change it up maybe a little bit this year, then I have this sweet and simple card idea for you that uses just a few supplies, is very quick and easy to make, and it only uses one ink pad, but it's stunning nonetheless. So without further ado, let's jump right in and let me show you step by step how to make this card. I'm using the Ornamental Christmas Bundle by Stampin' Up! And there's also a great set of dies that goes with that. Die cutting most of your stamped images here, like the trees and the star, but also some extra elements to create some really cool ornaments. And I'll also be using the Ornamental Christmas, no, it's called Modern Christmas Designer Series paper. If you want all the details on the measurements of each of the layers and the exact list of items that I used, then make sure you click the link below the video to subscribe to my email list, because my subscribers there get a weekly card recipe sheet for all the projects that I share every week here on my YouTube channel. So yeah, don't miss out on that. So just go ahead and subscribe. And I'll put my card over here. I have my stamps mounted. So I'll just grab my bits and pieces. I have a basic white 3 cardstock base. So we can put that aside here for, no, let's do that first. And then I have some designer series paper. Again, that is the Modern Christmas, and it's all black, white, and gold. So really modern approach to Christmas. I mean, it's not brand new to do black, white, and gold, but combined with that stamp set and those trees that, to me at least, are a little bit more on the whimsical end of things. Okay, so just making sure I have that all the way lined up here on my card base. And then I have a piece of basic white, a frame that I die cut with the branching out dies. And we'll be stamping our sentiment on there. I picked a Merry Christmas. What I love about the font in this set is that it's very forgiving. That's what I like to call them. If the font is, you know, curved and swirly, so it doesn't really matter if you know, it's not a straight line that you need to stamp perfectly. So I'm going to ink that up in just Memento. Make sure we have nice coverage. And I'm just going to stamp that up here, kind of on like the top left corner. So let's be brave and push it down. Okay, there we go. We'll give that a second to dry. And in the meantime, I'm bringing in another scrap of basic white, and I'm going to stamp my tree that I'm also going to die cut. So again, just make sure it's inked. Kind of have too much reflection going on. I can't see if I hit all my... Okay, yeah, that looks perfect. All right, I'm going to stamp that right on here, making sure I have enough room. Oh, that might have been a little bit too close. Nope, perfect, on the bottom there. So we got that. So we can close the ink pad. I will die cut that in a second. And I went ahead and I die cut one of those stars. You actually have, let me show you, in the die set you have 2 sets of these. So great for making multiples, especially when it's these tiny bits and pieces. So I'm bringing in my small die cutting machine. I'm going to layer my tray on there and grab my die. And just making sure I have a nice even border all around. I'm going to use some Post-it sticky tape there to keep it in place. And then we're going to do our little crafter's workout. That's what I'm going to call it now. Let me show you what I mean. So in order to not make my table shake so much, I'm going to roll it in till it grabs, and I'm going to lift it up and roll. So just a little bit of a workout there. All right, there we go. And there's our Christmas tree. So we have our bits and pieces, I think, all in place. So we can take that layer, and I'm going to take some basic white or white and gold baker's twine. It comes in a pack of 2. It's also part of that Modern Christmas suite, and it comes in 2 different color combinations, white and gold and black and gold. So, and here's my little tip to save on some ribbon or twine if you need to. Oh, well, I need to wash my silicone mat there. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal, and let's see, I want it about here. So I'm going to put some adhesive over here and over here. And I have, gosh, I don't know, let's see, maybe like 10 inches of twine. Yeah, seems about right. And I'm just going to double layer that. And I'm going to just pop it down here, glue it down. And I'm going to wrap it a little bit, just one time, because we're going to create the illusion that we actually tied it all around. So let's see here. I want to try and get this on there tight. Not tied, but tied. Okay, so, and then we'll just hold that in place and push that to the other end. If you want to, you can trim that off there a little bit. So then we're going to use lots of dimensionals to pop up our large label. So I'm going to keep that ribbon a little bit in place. Twine. Let's see, there and there. And now if you really want to go overboard, you know, then place 2 in the middle here if you're worried that it might get smushed in the mail. You can also use the border pieces for that, and maybe what was my idea here? Probably like this. So just making sure that twine is not coming off. So all right, now the tricky part is making sure we have all the dimensional backing off of that. Okay, here, let's use our silicone mat to catch all of that. Okay. And then we're going to pop that onto our card. And make sure it's in the middle on either side and straight, but then again, it's a handmade card. Okay, so, and then we're going to do the same here with our Christmas tree. So I'm going to use one up here. So this one is one way you want to make sure you're stocked up on dimensionals. And let's see, I'm going to use some more of that, the edge pieces. Oops. Let's make sure we can use that dimensional later on. So, okay, so I'm going to put this down here and this one up here, and that should cover our twine. Okay, there we go. And then we'll set that over here. Oh. Well, I want to make sure there's room for my bow and my little star. So I'm going to try and set it down here. Okay, let's see. Oh, perfect. Perfectly lined up. Okay, and then I'm just going to, you can use a mini glue dot, or yeah, let's do that so I can wiggle it around a little bit more. So I'm going to just put a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue up there. I'm going to take your pick tool to place my star. So let's see, we can still wiggle it a little bit. Now if you feel like after it's dry, give it a second to dry, that it would need some support. You know, you can go back in and kind of sneak a mini dimensional under there or just a edge piece. All right, and then for the final touch, to make it really look like we tied a bow there, we'll just use a mini glue dot to adhere our extra bow. And let's see if I can get that on there. Okay, so I just, if it's going to stick. Oh, there we go. All right, and then we'll put that right there to finish our card off. Sweet and simple. That wasn't too complicated, was it? All right, there we go. And that is a modern Christmas card, or at least, you know, non-traditional Christmas card with the Ornamental Christmas Bundle by Stampin' Up. I hope you like this card idea. But if you want to craft or looking for some inspiration with a more traditional color palette of, you know, gold, green, and red, then check out this video and I'll see you in the next one.